Peaches and Roses. I'm Natinyani, the Art Witch, and today we're exploring your core beliefs about men. Now, the St. Valentine's Day is approaching, so I thought it was a good idea to dive into this subject and observe how those beliefs shape certain dynamics in your relationships, but most importantly, how can you shift those beliefs so that you experience a true love that you desire and deserve. Now, as always, we're going to have several positions, so take your time to connect with your breath, with your body, and to take only what resonates. Remember that tarot is a creative tool of meditation, and I am only guiding you back to your intuition. With that being said, let's get started. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. As you can see, we have 6 positions to explore, but we're going to start with the first one. The first position is going to reveal to us your most deeply ingrained beliefs about men, and it can be limiting, it can be empowering, or a mix of both. So let's have a look. Okay, pile 1, your core beliefs about men seem to be very painful. They appear to be heartbreakers. They are something to protect yourself from. This is how you feel like you need to protect yourself from men. And you're someone who can really quickly cut them out of your life. I mean, I don't think that they even have a chance to enter your life to begin with. But if someone attempts to do it, then you have 1,001 reason to cut them out. And we're going to look at the root of this belief, but straight off the bat, we can see that there is a lot of pain. I don't know if it's conscious or unconscious, but it seems like when you start thinking about men, it is as if the whole body is aching. Okay, so it might be very difficult for you to find any positive beliefs, really. And I don't know if you are happy with this belief or not. We will look at the position that is going to reveal to us certain benefits of this belief, because there are always benefits. This is how our psyche works. It's compensating for certain pain, and then it allows us to protect ourselves in a certain way so that we can get some endorphins from the way we behave with others, even though for the most part it is painful to have this belief. Hopefully it makes sense, but we will delve deeper and see how it unfolds. But as of now, it seems like you have a lot of painful baggage related to a masculine figure. I don't know if it's someone in particular, if it's just one person, or if it is a generational wound that is connected to masculine figures in general. But yeah, it feels like there is a lot to unpack and actually a lot to let go of. Yeah, even without looking into other cards, I feel like you are feeling quite stuck when it comes to the matters of the heart. I could be wrong. We will verify with other positions. But even breathing through this energy is difficult because it is so discouraged when it comes to men and relationships. I feel like some of you have even been considering, if you're straight, you've been considering to become lesbian. And like for the majority of you, this is really, it's not that you inherently like women. No, it's not the case. For the majority of you, it's a trauma response, and it's like you do not understand how is it possible to even find someone decent, because it feels like all men associate with pain in your subconscious mind, or even maybe a conscious mind. Maybe you are completely aware of it, and you came here just to meditate on this subject a little bit more. Yeah, my God, yeah, so there is a complete absence of faith in man, Palwan. What is going on? I mean, this is common. It's not that you are, it's not like there's anything wrong with you, but it's very painful to observe. It's very, very painful to observe. Okay, let's explore the root of this belief. Well, I feel like there are multiple messages coming through for different groups of people. For some of you, it is related to a fact that your father, while you were growing up, he was traveling a lot and he wasn't by your side. I mean, it's a very common thing. Then for others, it's not that he wasn't by your side, but it felt like you were not the priority. This is how your subconscious mind decided to interpret the actions of your father. I'm not saying that this is objectively the truth, but sometimes we interpret things as children. We interpret things in certain ways, and then it becomes our inner conviction. Then for others, I feel like there is something related to a man with a wandering eye. So maybe you, while growing up, you observed your father like not being fully committed to your mother. Again, it's just for some of you, and it's as if your father was always looking for something better. There is this Virgo energy here that is, like this energy of constantly working on the self. But in this position, I feel like you had experience with a masculine energy that is extremely picky, and like it's never good enough for this man. For some of you, yeah, you literally, maybe your ex is a Virgo. Virgos are very infamous for this sort of energy, and this is something that created this conviction that it is as if men choose and not you. You see, it has formed this victim mentality that you have to live up to certain expectations of a man, which is absolutely absurd. But that's what we are dealing with, okay, in this spread. And I'm not saying it to judge you when I say like it's totally absurd. I am saying it to support you, because every time when I encounter certain negative beliefs, it hurts my heart, really. I don't want women to think in this direction ever. And if you are a gay man watching it, even though I think my audience is mainly female, like apply it to yourself as well. So the root of the belief that men cause pain is actually never feeling good enough for them, because it's as if they are always judging, they are always looking for something better, and it's them who are choosing you. So you have to work very hard to achieve a certain standard, to achieve a certain mold that is an ideal girl, an ideal woman for this man, and obviously it creates a lot of pressure, it creates a lot of, in general, painful energy that is not allowing you to love yourself for who you are, and therefore partners might have a tendency to mirror it back to you, because the more you're trying to please someone, the more they're going to disrespect you, really. Okay, let's have a look at the shadow aspects of this belief and see how is it limiting or harming you. Okay. Okay, pile one, it is harming you in a way that it feels like you are literally losing your life energy. Okay, because since you are not seeing your true worth, there is a massive message about your self-image. Since you are not seeing your self-worth and you're trying to please others, and it is impossible to do, a lot of your life energy is leaving your body. You are blocking your inner garden where all the magic blossoms, you know. I think for many of you, you feel like you look older than you are, but that's what happens. I mean, it's an illusion when we are stuck in a cycle of self-criticism, self-harm, self-disrespect. We are beginning to look exhausted, tired. It's not that you are actually looking older, not at all, but this is the illusion that can be created through this relationship with ourselves. So for some of you, it can be literally due to a fact that you had a very toxic relationship recently, and yeah, this person drained you. This person drained your inner child and your spark. But again, it's you who allows to do it. Okay? So if you are not letting your inner child to shine, if you are not loving your inner child enough, if you're not protecting it from other people's criticisms and certain toxic programming, then it's going to be vulnerable, it's going to be unprotected. So I think there is a massive message that is calling you to pay more attention to your inner child, and more specifically, give your inner child validation, because others will never do it. On the contrary, the more you lack of this validation, the more it will be mirrored back to you that there's something wrong with you. Okay? So for others, I feel like you have a massive identity crisis. You really do not know who you are. And again, it is due to a fact that you haven't spent enough time with your soul, with your inner being, with your truth. It's like you were trying to adapt to others too much, and because of that, you've lost your spark. But again, please do remember that it is just an illusion, and your spark will easily come back if you allow it. If you make space for your inner child, if you make space for joy, if you make space for self-love. For some of you, I feel like it is also connected to your self-expression, and it would be very nice to practice singing to heal your throat chakra. Now, do not think of singing as a professional career necessarily. I mean, unless unless it is your dream. But there are a lot of courses that help people unlock emotional blockages, emotional and healing emotional wounds through singing. So I think you could benefit from this sort of practice a lot, because it's all about finding your inner truth and therefore your inner voice. And since father in psychology and in archetypal psychology specifically is connected to society, to the way we connect with the world, since your connection with man is wounded, I think you are not able to access a lot of opportunities also in your career and in general. There are lots of things that would like to enter your life, but at this time it is impossible because your relationship with the father figure and with society is slightly unbalanced. Okay. Now let's have a look at the hidden benefit of this belief. Okay, pile 1. So we have multiple messages as always, because we have a lot of different people watching this general reading, and what I'm getting from this position is that, first of all, some of you are channeling this sort of dissatisfaction with your love life into creativity, and it is amazing, but it's not for all of you, just for a little part, I would say. For the majority of you, I feel like the hidden benefit of this belief is that it is actually allowing you to be less committed in relationships. And I don't know if you are aware of it or not. Maybe you're someone who feels like they are a hopeless romantic, but I feel like you could be someone who struggles with a choice. So by thinking that all men are harmful, and it is easier to keep them at the arm's length and to not be extremely committed, because like this you can actually pursue your dreams and focus on yourself more, which is nice, which is very nice really. But I feel like it is in another extreme of it, and it totally makes sense. This is how our psyche compensates those two polar energies, from being someone who wants to please your partner to become on someone completely independent and not willing to commit at all. Now, again, for some of you, it's not that you do not want to commit, but it's just you want a lot of me time. You want to focus on your projects. Okay, this is the gift of this belief, let's call it this way. Okay, so I think the answer was quite straightforward, so let's move to the next position. Okay, and the next position is going to show us specifically how does this belief affect your relationships. Okay, pile 1, this is very beautiful actually. The way it affects your relationships is that you are becoming someone who is very picky and someone who is willing to wait for the right person, despite the fact that you might have been through a lot of emotional pain related to men. It feels like you might, like for the majority of you, I think you are aware of everything that I've just told you. So the result is that You are trying to manifest a relationship where you would feel much better than before. So it might be a little bit hard to get to this sort of mindset, but I think you are making those first steps. Maybe on a subconscious level, there is still a lot of work to be done. We have to be patient with ourselves, and I think that's what you are doing. So even if there is some lingering energy of pain, on a conscious level, you made a decision to manifest someone who is a perfect partner to you. And maybe that's why you are not willing to commit to, I don't know, God knows whom. Why do that? And bravo, I respect that. You are going to wait until the person who really finds the right key to unlock your heart will appear. So the way it is affecting your relationships with men at this time is that you are raising your standards and you are trying to find faith within you. Faith and inner knowing that the person who would really appreciate you for who you are exists. But again, as was mentioned before, to bring this person to reality, we first have to do this work on ourselves. So maybe you've already started the process of healing your inner child, which is amazing. Keep doing it. And yeah, this way, this person will come to your reality very, very soon. Tarot cards are already channeling this energy to us. Okay, fantastic. So you are really in your dream world as of today, I'm feeling. You are actively imagining and programming your mind to attract the right person. You won't settle down with someone who is embodying this of old energy. You are so sick of it. And I think you've become someone who is really protective of their heart, and very well just make sure that you're not falling into extremes, and so that when the right person appears, you let them space to express themselves and to prove themselves. Okay? Beautiful. That's beautiful. And the last card is going to tell us what belief would serve your highest good. What belief about men would serve your highest good at this time? Okay, pile one, I love it. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. So we have 5 of Wands, and what I'm feeling with this card is that you would benefit from integrating the knowledge that men can be amazing protectors, and they are supposed to protect you from any stress, really, and you are going to feel with your partner extremely safe and stable. It's not going to be a roller coaster of, ups and downs, of promises and disappointments. And also, for some of you, I feel like you need to remind yourself that if a man wants your attention, he will always prove it to you. So let men fight for you, because this is in their nature, and it's not really hard for them to do if they like you. So allow yourself to relax into this feminine, passive energy. And yeah, if you are focusing on your creative projects and on your finances, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And also, yeah, another message is that, there are a lot of options, really. So go outside, spend more time socializing, and the right person will find you. But again, the main message to integrate about men is that they are capable of fighting for your attention. It should not be the other way around, okay? It does not mean that you have to ignore them, not at all. I don't think that women should be called. I do not like this energy. What I'm saying is that it's a masculine job to prove their security and stability. It's not your job to do it, okay? So the main message here is actually that you are now stepping into the position of power. I'm not saying that women should be passive all the time. I mean, after all, it's a woman that chooses a man. But men are supposed to hunt, okay? If you are not resonating with this conviction, this is not a channel for you. It's totally fine. We have so many realities in this world and lots of philosophies are being practiced. So if you're not resonating with the message, and if you think that it's a woman that should chase after a man, absolutely space not for you, okay? I do deeply believe that men actually love the chase, okay? It's nothing harmful or painful for them. I mean, for healthy, mature men, it's exciting. It's a pleasure to do. So be a bit more playful, play around, let them hunt. And then, of course, if you like the hunter, show your attention as well. Attention, affection, care, and everything else. It goes both ways, of course. So, yeah, the belief that needs to be integrated is that you are sitting on your throne, relaxed, focused on your projects, on your work, on your career, working on healing your inner child and your self-worth, and observing men fighting for you. Beautiful. So moted me. Okay, pile one. Hopefully it was insightful and inspiring. And I am sending you lots of love, healing, and joy. You know, we need more joy in our daily lives. So yeah, I am available for personal readings. If you want to book one, all the information is down below in the description box. See you soon. Bye bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. As you can see, we have 6 positions to explore, and we're going to start with the first one. The first position is going to reveal to us your core, deeply ingrained beliefs about men. Empowering, limiting, or a mix of both. We will see. Okay, pile 2, I'm not going to lie. What I am seeing straight off the bat is that there is some dangerous power dynamic with man that is slightly sadomasochistic. It's like you may attract men that want to control you, and I don't know, I mean, we will dive deeper into a reading. This is not a reading about what sort of men do you attract, but this message is coming through. I'm sorry, I just have to say it. Now, those men, I don't know, I feel like they may make you feel like you are the best thing in the world, and then the next second they may punish you in a certain way. See what I mean? But again, we are looking at your beliefs about men. So what is this telling us? It is telling us that subconsciously you feel like you deserve to be punished by men. Well, why? Why is it happening? I don't know. We're going to have a look at the root of this belief. But so far, that's what it is. It's like there is this energy of you not allowing yourself to feel good 100% of the time. You see? It's like if you suffer sometimes, you have this belief that it's okay to suffer sometimes. It's like a explicit example of a roller coaster relationship. So one day you feel on top of the world, and the next day you feel terrible. You feel punished, And yeah, I don't want to get this message across, but I hope that this is for a very, very small percentage of you. But I think some of you might even have experienced like physical abuse from men. And for others, if you have never, which I hope is the case, I hope that the majority of you have never encountered this energy, then I think there is this belief that men could be harmful sometimes. They could be physically dangerous, especially if you choose a successful man, then he will have power over you, and therefore it's not going to be safe next to him. But those are two different groups of people, okay? It's a general reading, so I have to channel everything that's coming through. Yeah. But anyway, in both scenarios, in both cases, there is this sort of polarity in masculine behavior of being at once powerful or protective and at the same time controlling and abusive. For some of you, it might literally be the knowing you've already experienced those things. For others, it has nothing to do with reality, but it's something that you are scared of. You do not want to fall into a trap of this sort of relationship. So you do believe that it's either this or that with man. So even if everything goes well, then necessarily there will be something extremely painful after. There is this element of pain that is permeating all the beliefs about men. Again, I feel like you are scared of certain like repetitive abuse and control, psychological control, because pile 1 was more focused on like a heartbreak. This is something deeper. This is something very psychological. You do not want to get into a trap of being controlled by a man. That's what I'm seeing. So I think you are doing your best to be tuned into your intuition to make sure that you avoid those people. But the problem is that, we seem to attract what we are scared of the most. Okay, let's dive deeper. Let's explore the root of this belief. Well, definitely there is something to do with the power dynamic in your family. Okay, so some of you had like a very controlling mother or a parenting figure in general. For some of you, it's a grandmother or an elder sister. Yeah, it's someone who seemed to control over your thoughts and behaviors. For others, I have a message that I don't know, maybe you were focusing on other things those last couple of years, and you feel like you are so disconnected from the dating pool, let's say, that you do not even know how to behave with men. Like, don't get me wrong, I mean it in a sense that you're not interested in games, in a sense you just want to know the truth straight away. But sometimes dating can be a bit confusing, so you are beginning to overthink. And the message here is that you might sometimes feel vulnerable, and that's why you start overthinking, overanalyzing how things might unfold. And again, there is the sense that, I have to avoid a trap. Again, because in your family you observed a certain battle of power, and you would like to avoid the same scenario. So you are someone who spent a lot of time self-studying and protecting yourself on a mental level again, because this energy is coming through so vividly. Like, you want to avoid manipulation at all costs. Another message is that, on the contrary, it's not that your mother was controlling, it is that you have observed over years, I don't know, maybe some of you keep observing, is that your mother became a victim of a very manipulative relationship, and she was not able to cut the cords with this person. Maybe she's still living with a partner that is very controlling, and she's not 100% fulfilled in her life. So you're trying to accumulate all possible knowledge to avoid it. Yeah. There is this energy of a woman that opens up her heart, and it is not to her advantage. It is as if opening your heart equals being played, being manipulated, being taken advantage of. And I might say it's a very, very firm belief. And I feel like many of you are quite cerebral, so you read a lot, and every time you explore this topic, or you just have deep conversations with people and with your friends, you seem to become even more convinced that yes, it is the ultimate truth. Men are like that. They are players, they are manipulative, they are pathological liars. It's impossible to be lucid with them, you know? And I really feel like you say to yourself, well, what do you mean? It's common sense. It's just common sense. Men are liars, and all women that are evolved, that are mature, that are self-conscious, they know it. You just have to learn to live with it. Otherwise, you will just end up being hurt. Okay. Let's see, how does this belief hurt you? Is it impacting you in a negative way? Yeah, I think this belief is creating a massive, what is called psychological tension. And I think what is happening right now is that a new sort of knowledge, a new sort of conviction is trying to spring from under the immense ocean of collective subconscious. I feel like it's huge, really. I think recently you've been feeling tense, and you've been feeling like you do not know where to go, and you've become a little bit more irritable and lost in life. You are standing at the crossroads, and it is because there is a massive change that is taking place. You are shedding a massive layer of your psyche that is connected to your beliefs around men. I think this belief is not serving you anymore, but the problem is you do not know how to live otherwise. And yeah, with the Tower card here, it's not going to be easy to, I mean, it's a critical point right now. It might feel very uncomfortable, but I think that you are tired of being this tough and this intellectual, and you have to sometimes let your sensitivity guide you, and you cannot fully unfold your sensitivity and your sensuality if you are locked down by those sort of convictions that create a lot of external danger. Okay, so yes, definitely it is harming you in a way that you cannot progress with your life effectively, because there is a new chapter that is waiting for you, but perhaps this chapter involves having a healthy relationship with someone, and it involves trusting men. But how are we going to do it if we have all those beliefs? You see? Now let's have a look at hidden benefits of those convictions. And interestingly, we have two cards that flew out. I wasn't intending to have two cards, but I always take them when this happens. I do not like controlling my readings too much. So you have more benefits than others. Okay, pile 2. Well, this is very, very straightforward. Your benefit is that you are protecting your emotional landscape. I mean, why going through all those emotional turbulences that women go through if you can just, stay cold and be this ice queen, not even an ice queen, ice king. I mean, look at that. You seem to be someone who's very stoic, but the beauty of life is our ability to sense things, to feel things. And of course, when we open our feelings, when we open our feeling gates, it means that we are exposed to both pain and pleasure, but that's how it works. We cannot experience one without the other. And we actually started this reading with this message, but the problem is that I think you are scared that maybe the amount of pain that you will feel next to the amount of pleasure is going to destroy you, well, I cannot tell you that it's not true, in the sense that, yeah, of course, if you choose a relationship where there are those terrible highs and lows, that's what happens. But what we are trying to achieve when manifesting a healthy relationship is that obviously our partner doesn't bring us to the pits of hell, of course, but still certain elements of pain are unavoidable. So it's all a matter of extent, it's all a matter of balance, and we cannot, we can, I think that's what you're doing, you're protecting yourself from pain, but you're also depriving yourself satisfying soul level pleasure. Because there are some people that experience pleasure on a very superficial level, remaining very detached emotionally. But again, this sort of pleasure does not last long, and that's why you have to constantly stimulate yourself with different things, and sometimes on substances that change people all the time. This vicious cycle, and yet people stay very miserable. So to change it, we actually have to open up our heart and start feeling everything there is, and it's going to be liberating and beautiful. So there is a massive gift of this belief, is that you can actually ignore all of your past problems, and you've just developed this identity of being extremely rational, extremely cold. It's as if you are mostly operating from your masculine energy, really. You do not let your emotions guide you. All the decisions that you make come from your mind. Every time the intuitive messages try to come through, you disregard them as being illusions, as being a weakness, as being something that is leading to a trap. Okay. But yeah, but it is giving you a peace of mind in a sense, you know. It is as if you are escaping your emotions, and I think you are doing it quite successfully, really. This is a method of escapism. I'm sorry for external noise. I have very noisy neighbors, okay? They have children, they have animals, so it's something I have to deal with. This position is going to tell us how does this belief affect your relationships with men. Well, the way it's affecting your relationships with men is that it's really hard to win you over. You have this energy of someone who's actually very passionate inside, but you're not letting it be seen. And at the same time, I have this energy, like, you know, of a siren. It's if you are very alluring and you are attracting men in, you are seducing them, but then you will never let them grab your heart. And yeah, I think what this is creating is that there is a lot of tension, and I don't think there is. I don't think, I'm sorry, like I don't mean to put it like in a bad light, but I feel like your relationships do not go past a certain phase, a certain stage, and for the majority of you, I think you seem to have like just a lot of different situationships, and you might get physical with men, but it's not very deep, you know what I mean? And like you can have just spent a bit of nice time, but you are not opening yourself up emotionally, and I think it is a problem if you're starting to feel subconsciously with the Tower card here that you want to get into something more serious. You can't get into something more serious if you are yourself emotionally closed off. Those people that need emotional depth, they just won't gravitate towards you. You will attract men of the same type, and they might be just, you know, seduced by your looks, and I'm sure there are lots of other things to appreciate, like you seem to be someone who's very intelligent, and yeah, but again, if you're not showing your heart, you know, if you're not showing your emotional dimension, it's a whole other dimension of us. They can't see you for who you really are, and therefore they are not able to form a strong bond with you, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I feel like you are someone very mysterious for the opposite sex, and they are trying to get through your facade. They're trying to get to know you better, but you just won't let them. So, and I think subconsciously you are trying to break free from this sort of dynamic as well. But to break free from this dynamics, as we've already discussed, it takes a massive breakthrough. It takes opening up. It takes, yeah, sometimes wearing your heart on the sleeve. And I don't know if you're ready to do it. And I'm not saying that you have to be ready to do it. You know, we're just having a conversation. So, yeah, that's what's coming through today. And let's have a look at what convictions about man would you benefit from? What beliefs about man would serve your highest good? Oh wow, interesting. We have a magician with the star and with flowers here. You know, I think what you would benefit from is from reminding yourself that spiritually developed men do exist. Okay, there are lots of men who haven't evolved much from the times of the Ice Age, but we're not talking about those men. We don't need them. They do exist. Okay, there are lots of things that exist in this world, and there are lots of unevolved women as well. Okay, of the same level of consciousness. Let's be real. But what we're trying to remind ourselves here is that there are men that are very much spiritually mature, and they will be able to admire your sensitivity. They will be able to cherish your heart, and they won't take advantage of it, okay? On the contrary, they will care for it and they will protect it. Now, it's not an easy concept to integrate because, again, there are lots of examples of the reverse. There are lots of examples of a very nasty masculine behavior, and our brain has a tendency to focus on the negatives. So what can we do? We can practice daily embodying this feeling of safety next to a masculine figure. Okay, and I promise you, I've done it myself. The more you try to integrate a new idea into your life and you literally embody it with your cells, so while meditating, we always have to imagine the feeling, because the feeling is the most effective thing to influence our subconscious mind. It's not even the thought, it's a feeling. So when you feel safe imagining yourself next to a man, and imagine yourself showing how sensitive you are, and you know, a man being so inspired by it. And the more you practice it, the more you will actually start seeing a physical proof of it on the internet, in daily life, everywhere. Like, this concept will be mirrored back to you, but you have to work with your subconscious mind first. Okay, pile 2. Hopefully it was insightful and interesting. If you want a personal reading, I am available for one. All the information is down below in the description box. Sending you lots of love, healing, and faith that good men exist. And yeah, have a beautiful day and see you soon. Bye bye. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. As you can see, we have 6 positions to explore, and we're going to start with the first one that is going to show us what are your main deeply rooted beliefs around men. Oh wow, I love this pile. In comparison to pile 1 and pile 2, it's a breath of fresh air. I don't know how it's going to unfold. Maybe something darker will pop up later. But the main belief is that men are actually a source of pleasure and fun. And you could be drawn to men that are dreamy, poetic, romantic, or younger than you, okay? Yeah, and I think your core belief is that you are supposed to live happily ever after with someone, which is beautiful, you know. I feel like you are a person who is not scared of commitment. At least that's your belief. I don't know if that's the reality. Maybe your actions are not in alignment with your belief system. Sometimes it happens. It sounds weird, but it happens very often. People have like it's not even, you know, yeah, some people seriously have like a split personality disorder, but for many it's not the case. It's just it's not a disorder, it's just there are lots of conflicting ideas within them. But we are looking at your main belief around men, and that's what is coming through. That's what you need to hear today. Maybe this will change in a month, I don't know, but today I feel like you are in a very romantic mood, and you feel like maybe this perfect person exists. And also I get this message that some of you, like, you've been single for quite some time, and finally you are ready to open yourself up to a new person. And it's fantastic, really. For some of you, you've just met someone new, and this person is really inspiring you, and they are so romantic. It's like, you've just met, and they are, I don't want to say love bombing you, but like, yeah, they're telling you lots of sweet things, and yeah, it feels like everything is possible. It feels like a harmonious union with a guy, with a man, is possible in your life. Wow, fantastic. Let's have a look at the root of all this. I think you come from a very stable household, and I think your parents have always been trying to give you a lot of love. So yeah, you are an example of someone who is very much in tune with their inner child. At least this is how it is today. If it wasn't the case before, I want to say bravo. It means that you've brainwashed yourself to an extent where finally you've healed your parental issues, your family issues, and now you are feeling at peace with everything that could have happened at home. Maybe, as a matter of fact, your family dynamic between your parents wasn't perfect, but you've managed to find a different perspective on it, and finally you've liberated yourself from it. And actually, yeah, I feel like this is the case for many of you. For some of you, I'm hearing you've been to certain retreats, and yeah, you've done a lot of, it's been a journey of self-healing, but you did it. Like, it was hard, but you did it. Wow, that's fantastic. I feel like you are now trying to focus on women that are like, very light-hearted, very feminine, very playful, and you are trying to trust the world and men in it. I think you've brainwashed yourself to believe that men are capable of deep feelings, and it is of course true. We are all equally capable of love and hate. Men and women can equally degrade or evolve. So that's so beautiful. I think the root of this belief is your immense investment into self-work and self-discovery, and you deserve a massive applause. Fantastic. Pile 3, I don't know what to say. I think you've just come to confirm your progress, maybe, and like, how is it going in terms of your subconscious programming? So this pile is going to tell us shadow aspects. Are those beliefs negative in any way? Well, the message that I'm hearing, like, nothing is overtly negative or positive, okay? But let's just discuss this energy. I feel like for some of you, you might be feeling slightly apathetic about your current circumstances. Maybe you've gone through a massive transformation and change, and it feels like your heart is aching for something new. Now, it's not necessarily that you're aching for a new partner. You might be willing to change your career, and actually, we have a card of work here. So you're trying to bring this surge of excitement into everything that you do. I don't see anything particularly negative here, but what I am seeing here is a desire to break free from certain apathetic circumstances that might have become a little bit too comfortable. Now, of course, there is a small percentage of people that might resonate with the message that, for example, they've already built their foundation, but while working on themselves, while changing, you've outgrown your partner, and now it feels like you want to start afresh with someone else. Now, is it something that has to be taken seriously? I don't know, it's for you to decide. We're just having a conversation, we're just meditating on your current energies. And maybe that's how you feel today. Maybe today you're feeling like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself, I can conquer the world. And, I don't know, sometimes we feel like our partner does not appreciate us enough and we deserve much more, but you have to be careful with that. We do not want to devalue what we have today because, the person that is with us today had fallen in love with us when we were not this good. Like, for instance, again, it's a message for some of you, but I feel like I need to get this across. For others, yes, it could be the case. Maybe you were stuck in a situation where it is objectively like it's not your person, but you've been living together just, I don't know, as a habit, and you both know that it's not taking you anywhere and it's time to move on. But again, for many of you, it has nothing to do with a particular person. It's just this need to bring more emotional fulfillment into all other areas of your life. Since you've become so optimistic about men and relationships, it feels like everything is possible, And then for others, for people who feel totally in love with their partners and everything is feeling fine, I feel like there will be, I do not want to speak about the future directly, but as of today, I feel like there is this energy of planning, maybe of traveling somewhere together, and more specifically settling down in a different country. Maybe where you are now with your partner, it's not quite the perfect conditions for you. And since you are beginning to understand that, yes, this person is trustworthy and this love is real, you're beginning to have those uploads of your future life with this person. So you're trying to plan how's it going to work in terms of your schedule. How are you going to regulate your careers, and in general, where are you going to live? Are you going to buy a new apartment? Are you going to move to a different country? All those sort of things. And I feel like this is the main energy for the majority of you. But anyway, all the other messages are also relevant for a small percentage. Okay. Let's have a look at the hidden benefits of those beliefs. The hidden benefit, but it's not so hidden, I feel like it's very much in the face, is that you are not going to feel so burdened anymore. And you're going to share your burdens with your partner. You're going to both invest in this relationship. It doesn't matter if you're single or if you are already with someone. What is important is that this belief is allowing you to manifest this sort of reality where you are supported, where you do not have to carry everything on your shoulders. So yeah, the gift of this belief is that it's going to allow you more freedom, and specifically more freedom to do what you love, to do what you've always been willing to do. And yeah, and also like in general, I think you will feel more valuable, and nothing wrong with that. Of course, it boosts our ego when someone is devoted to us. But I think you've achieved this sort of stage in your life by first validating yourself, and that's why we are seeing all those energies in front of us. So well done. Yeah, but the main message here, the main gift of this belief is really sharing your burdens with another person and feeling much more carefree, feeling able to pursue lots of other interests in your life, because you won't feel this anxious. You will feel like the other person will always be there to catch you if you fall. And yeah, it's going to be a mutual co-creation. You're going to be invested in creating something beautiful together. For some of you, you might be working with this person or simply having like similar interests, but not necessarily. It's just in general, life will become much more colorful with them. Okay, this position is going to tell us how those beliefs affect your relationships. I think the main message here is that this belief is helping you to overcome a massive heartbreak from your past. So that's what I seem to observe throughout my readings a lot, is that when I have a rather positive tarot reading, it's not that this person is not struggling with anything. I think you've been struggling with quite a lot of things throughout your life, but you found a pathway to overcome it, and it's fantastic. I think you were stuck in a very painful situation for quite some time, and it took you a lot of effort to overcome it. So the way it is affecting your relationships is that you are finally letting go of all your exes, and your past is not going to affect you anymore. If you had someone who used to like repetitively come back into your life, I think you've finally broken the cycle, and they're not going to have this control over your mind anymore, because you are stronger than the pain that they caused you, you know? So if you were looking for this confirmation, that's your confirmation. You are not going to be affected by your ex situations in any sort of way once you've implemented this new mindset. Your new beliefs about men are guiding you towards a completely different future. So if sometimes you have those doubts, we all have them, it's totally fine. Like someday we feel fantastic. Maybe today you're watching this video and you are reeling, and you are really feeling this sort of euphoric sensation that yes, I can have this satisfying, happy respectful connection with another person. But then, you know, no one can guarantee that tomorrow we won't slip into this negative pattern again. So to prevent this from happening, I am telling you that by maintaining this belief, by investing even further into this belief, you are moving away from your past heartbreak and disappointments. Okay. Now, let's have a look at what other beliefs could be beneficial for you. Well, just like I said, yeah, I feel like you might be someone who can oscillate, and you know, it's interesting because I've literally just said it, but if you have a tendency to, like, you know, be slightly bipolar sometimes, like today you feel absolutely optimistic about something and tomorrow you cancel everything completely, you know, like you cancel your plans for a happy future and you start doubting yourselves and you, like, you know, have all those voices in your head that, you know, it's just some nonsense. It's recommended to really work on this balance and writing out all of those sabotaging thoughts. There is this energy of sabotage, so please do not sabotage your progress. That's the message that's coming through. And because you have a lot of thoughts that are circulating in your mind, and sometimes you think so much that it literally it becomes self-harm. Okay. And yeah, making sure that you do not slip into self-sabotage and literally maintaining the level of consciousness that you've achieved. But we have to care for this energy. We have to nourish it, okay? It's not like we've achieved this sort of breakthrough and then it stays with us forever. No, it can be contaminated again very easily because in our society and in social media there are so many different messages that can easily penetrate our mind. So it's a daily work, it's a lifetime commitment to make sure that you pay attention and you filter everything that goes your way. You pay attention to everything that is trying to get into your subconscious mind. Yeah. So integrating the belief that yes, men are not perfect, and maybe if tomorrow again you will notice something shadowy about them, please do not slip into the extreme of again being disappointed in them completely, because if I get this energy of, like, you know, of idealization and then complete disappointment. So we should try to avoid polarizing men to the extent of, you know, like being this perfect prince and then the other day being a complete trash. So yeah, that's the message to integrate, is trying to find balance. Thank you, Pile 3. Hopefully it was insightful and interesting. I'm sending you lots of love, support and inspiration. I am available for a personal reading if you need one. To book a session, all the information is down below in the description box. Sending you lots of love and see you soon. Bye bye.